if we can get the tablet going here. There it is. Boom. There it is. Okay. Boom. Okay. I wonder what that noise is. I wonder what that noise is. That mic picks up everything. All right, let's stick with that. So, I am going to iron acetate a handle. One thing I got to do first, though. I'm going to shut off the mic for a second. Still picking it up? Okay, that's better. Okay. That's done. Gotta fix a couple spots. I was going to do that before I started the live, but I forgot. got so preoccupied about getting set up. And I forgot. So bear with me just for a second. Hey Mark, how's it going? How's it going? Okay, so almost done. light back on. I don't know if we need it, but so I'm going to try to hit this with 150. And we'll see how that works. Spot I missed. Missed a spot. All right. Got this done. Now, I made this iron acetate. I don't know what size jar this is. It's 1.5 cup. And then I put a half a pad of steel wool, 4/0 steel wool, one thing with this, if you want to make your own, you get the steel wool, you want to clean it off, because I did not know this, but there's oils that come on the steel wool. And when you go to put it in the vinegar, it doesn't work if you don't wash it off. So, let me get some gloves. I usually don't, but for the internet's sake, it's probably a good idea. Now, what I have figured out with iron acetate is that when you go to put it on, don't freak out, because it's going to do some weird things. It's going to start to look terrible. It's going to start to turn black and gray, and not what you expect. Okay, I'm not usually a glove guy, but let's throw that old one away. Brush. Okay. So basically, we'll just give it a coat. Now this handle here is ash. And I just figured out something. Because I tested this earlier. And I'm going to turn that down. I shook it up. So it gave it a weird... This is not acting like it did before. Which is... Nope. So, make sure it's covered all the way. Now, part of this is the reason why I'm using this is because I wanted to see if I could pull out the curl that's in this ash. So we'll see what happens. Okay. Well, let's see. Let's see what that does. Let's see if she starts changing it all. Okay. Now I know why they say to strain off the other stuff, because this is what I tried after I shook it, and it was a totally different look. So let's kind of see and let that sit. Those blue ShopRites, they don't absorb very well at all. Okay. I'm going to use vodka. I'm going to use a natural oil, Danish oil, for sealer. So I'm going to let this dry, and then once it dries, we'll give it a sand down with probably 200 grit, maybe. And then I'll seal it with oil, because this iron acetate, it's going to raise the grains in some areas. So that 200 grit will knock that down, and then we'll seal it up. But that oil should, from what I've seen, the oil really changes it once you put the sealer on. No stain. Just iron acetate. So, but what I got to do now is take these gloves off. Set them aside. And then I got to fit a wedge. So I'm going to use a Bolivian rosewood wedge that happens to have sapwood and heartwood in it. Half and half. So it should be, we'll see how that looks. Oh, and then it's going to be an Elwell Tassie that I got to reprofile, but I'll probably do that after I hang it. It's a pretty full bit. It's 4.5, but it's 4 pounds. That was 4 pounds 4 ounces. But it's kind of it's more of a chopper than a splitter. I mean, you can split with it, but it's a better profile for chopping. So, and I just figured since I only actually have one chopping axe, for real chopping axe, that I figured okay. Excuse me for a second. She's going to go a little bit more. Let that get. Go down a little bit more. So I usually always just fit my wedges to the head so I get the front and back right. And Tassie's got a weird eye anyway, because they're usually straight up and down in the back and seem to be tapered in the front. So that's what they're sometimes a little bit tricky to hang. Okay. That is pretty close. Give it just a little bit more. Yep, 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 yep. Okay. So I always, well, not always. I do now, but I missed a spot. Hang on. I just recently started beveling the top of the wedge. It kind of helps. It seems to be helping with chipping and all that. So let's flip this over here. Yeah, see, it's getting really dark. It's really dark down there. You know what? I think I know why. Yeah, I'll sand it off. Look at that. So how's everybody doing? How's the weather where you're at? I decided I wanted to get a sneak in a handle for myself, a build for myself between customer axes. So I've had this one planned for a while. Yeah. Let that dry. Starting to dry there too. So once this dries, like I said, I'll hit it with, probably hit it with, do I have 200? Maybe I got 220. What do I got here? 220, 320. There's 180. Ooh, maybe I'll hit it with 180. That's what I'll do. Just about 200. Or maybe 220. I don't know. Either way. So, yeah, I'll hit it with a area between 180 to 220. Knock down the grains that have raised. And then I'll hit it with natural waka. So this doesn't have this particular handle. It's not the best. It's got run out. It's ash. But this is my French curve pattern. And it should end up, I think, 33 inches. That palm swell's massive on this. So yeah, 30. It's going to swing at about 32 inches. End of handle is 34 inches. And that's just because that palm swell is massive. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep that palm swell like that or not. I might do something a little different there, but where your hand's going to be is going to swing about 32. So I've got a couple other things going on. I really need to I'm thinking about, do I need to take that off the handle? Let's do something here. What do we got? So I need to reprofile this head. I'm not going to do that here because it's on a live, because it's noisy and it's time consuming, and so, but I'm going to bring it back, and I think I'm going to go with 22.5 or 20. I'll probably end up with a 20 degree, every between 20 and 22 degree edge on it, and that should be, we'll see what happens. This is the only, see if I can make that a chopper. This is the only other chopper I got here, and it's a wood slasher on an elm handle, but that's just under 4 pounds, that head. Yeah, just under, maybe 3 3/4. But it seems to perform pretty good. So that's a zebra wood wedge. I need to get out and do some more chopping. Right now the weather is a little bit chilly to be doing that. And we got about a little over 6 inches of snow a couple days ago, but what other handle do I need to work on? There's that one. There's one I'm doing here. This was on a hatchet handle, and the customer wanted it on a 26 inch. I think that's 26. Better be 26. Yep. On a 26 inch, kind of a boy's axe handle. And then this is ash. So hopefully I can bring the curl out. You can see the curl in the backbone there. But I gotta sand it up yet. That one. Then I got this Gambles. Got a really good stamp on it. It's 3-2. So, I don't know what he wants me to do with this. I gotta find out. Now this one is a Winchester. And I'm just basically I'm going to send this off to Axe and Answered, Joe Bradfield, and he's going to make a sheath for it. The handle's okay. And then I'll rehang this on this handle. He wanted to leave it just like it was, so yeah, see if I can work some magic in there and kind of close that up a little bit, so the wedge isn't so weird looking. Otherwise, it's going to be fat and thin in the back. Fat up front and thin in the back. It'll look a little funky. I don't know. So, what we got? Okay. This part is like watching grass grow. So how's everybody doing? You guys out working on anything? Working on any projects? I gotta wear a hat and fin it on top. I don't like it. Turn this off back here. See here. What else I got going on? Oh, I have to make. Do I have one drawn up? No. I gotta make some Adirondack boys axe handles. Or cruiser handles. Sorry. 126 and 128. You know, what did I do? Yep, I lost my mind. What did I do with the tape measure? I just had it. Did I stick it in my pocket? Probably. Nope. Alright. Where goes my little tape measure? You guys are supposed to be watching me on this. So that's the 28. And this would be the 26. What is this one for? Another 26. Which one do I want to use? Oh, these are very thick for a boy's axe handle. And that board's thick. Okay. So maybe we'll draw that up. Should be pretty good. That's what I got to figure out. I have an Adirondack pattern. Let's take these off. But it's for a full size axe. And I think I have one made, but yeah, I don't like the way it turned out. It's too thin. It's too small, I think. Let me see here. I've got a vintage handle. That's stupid thin. And I think, yeah, we're going to use. I don't have any cruiser heads. So, I'm not quite sure. That's an inch. That's too thin. This here is fine, 1.25 inches. You keep that all the way. 1 3/8. Up here. All right. So. Oh yeah, right here. Sharpen up this pencil a little bit. I'll tell you what, for a inexpensive knife and something simple, this thing is this is a sword knife made in New Zealand, and that's all it is. And they have a bunch of different colors. They've got wood. I'm not sure what material this is. It's kind of a hard plastic, but they average anywhere between 20 and 38 bucks or 40 bucks. But it holds an edge nicely. And then they have kits too. But it's just a neat little knife. So let's see here if I can figure this out. This here is all, we'll just trial and error. What I should do is I should just make a pattern. Cruiser Adirondack pattern. So this is where Yeah, trial and error. So, just getting this. Big trick is getting it to look right. Nope, that's not that one. To go from a 34-inch Adirondack down to a 26-inch and 28-inch. What I might do here. Let me do this. Okay. What's this? You guys ever get to the point to where your body just tells you that, dude, you need to lay down? We're tired. That's what I was yesterday. I felt like somebody beat me with a baseball bat. Beat my hands. I'll play with this right in here. I don't really like the way that looks. I'll just bring it. Nope. Nope, not that much. Yeah. Let's see here. What do I have for a boy's axe handle here? And I've got one out here. Nope, it's full size. We'll talk about that too. Is some of these eBay handles that I've been seeing, these eBay axes, so-called, that people kind of half Astro together, and then sell them for a premium price. Is this the 20s? What happened to my... I'm losing my mind. Yeah, this is the 26. So, yeah, that'll work. Okay. It'll be fine. I think that'll work just fine. Okay. So there's that one. Nobody wants to talk? Nobody wants to say hi? Let's see here. What's the smallest? What's the smallest head I've got? Oh, wait. Oh. Nope. Excuse me 1 second. I'm looking for a head. There it is. Oh. Oh, what's that right there? That I just had in my hands about 30 minutes ago. That's not it. That's not it. What do I do with that? Oh, there it is. Okay. So this is not a cruiser. This is not a cruiser head. I just wanted to make sure I leave enough haft there. We'll go with that. Yeah, I gotta make sure I leave him enough haft to get a head on there. So, yeah, I think we'll just stick with that one right there. Okay. So we'll just start there, come around here. And then all even out. Okay. Oh. Okay, see what that did? See how it looks? See what I mean by it's almost dry. Just a few minutes more and we'll sand this. But see how dark it got from earlier? First time I kind of started messing with this, I started on a piece of wood, and I was like, oh my God, that looks horrible. So, yeah. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna leave that square because he's got to set the head. I don't know. I might redraw that. Yeah, let's give that a couple more minutes, and then we will sand that down. And some say burnish it, which I might try. I got some 4 or 5 steel wool. I might do that like now. I don't know. We'll try both. We'll burnish it first. We'll use steel wool on it first, and then if that works or doesn't work, if it doesn't work, then we'll hit it with 220 sandpaper. So is the chat's not, is nobody talking, or is my chat's not working? Let me check. Oh, nobody's talking. All right. Yep. I'm impatient. Yep, I'm impatient. Okay. Okay. It's not working. So, this is what we'll do. We will hit it. See, this is it. I'm such a newbie to this. Oh. I don't know how much to sand off. So, yeah, figure it out. Real spot right there. So this is either going to turn out like okay or really good, or it's going to be really bad. We'll see what happens. I don't really know for sure. Kind of hard to tell. Oh well. Yeah. I don't know. Right now it looks really bad. Okay. Now, there is some open pores here and there, but the water will fill that in. I'm really not worried about it. All right. Well, let's see how this goes. Like I said, it's either it's going to be good or it's going to be bad. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Double that. And more natty. No, that's red mahogany. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, I thought I had more natural. Well, this is what we're going to do with this. I got these. Specifically for this. Oh, I got a lot. Okay. Hey, Michael, how's it going? How's the weather in Pennsylvania? Oh, that does make a world of difference. I was all worried about it. Look at that. Can you see that? I don't know that really brought out that curl. So this is just ash. Wow. And that turned out awesome. I'm really, really shocked. We'll let that soak in. I'm shocked. That's wow. Hey Rich, how's it going? It's snowing there? Yeah, we had snow a couple days ago. We got about, I'm in Omaha, Nebraska. So we got snow a couple days ago, and we got about 6 inches, 6 or 8 inches, something like that. And we got quite a bit of snow left on the ground now, but it's going to go away quick. We're going to be back in the 50s. Like tomorrow or Tuesday, I think. So it's funny, last Tuesday, we were 70 degrees. And then we had a snowstorm. And it's been in the like mid-teens range for temperature. I got another handle I can do that too. What do we got here? I wonder. Let me sand this. I wonder if I could scrape this down. Huh. I might try that. This got curl in it. You can see it, but it didn't come out. It's got bug holes in it. This is my typical handles for myself. There's usually something wrong with them. Like this one's got bug holes in it. It's ash. I got a little bit close to the edge where the beetles went in. I got too close to that area. So there's a few bug holes in it. But it's solid. I've swung it. I use it. Let's see here. There was another one. Oh yeah. Here's another one that's got curl in it, but you can't see. Now here's the difference between, right? Basically the same wood, but this is just regular natural waka. And you can see there's curl in it. A lot of curl in this one, actually. You can see it. But it just doesn't pop. And then, of course, I got a pretty good bark inclusion right there. I use this, and as you can tell, I use this head quite a bit for splitting. It's a great splitting profile. But this particular one was dug out of the ground in New York, and it's got the British broad arrow stamp on it. Some would say that's Wooding's Verona, but it's not. It's too old. Wooding's wasn't around then. They weren't stamping stuff back when. I don't even think they even made a head like this. But this particular head was split from here all the way down, split open. And I did a repair on it. I ground it out, cleaned it up, welded it up, and you can't even tell now. But yeah, that is the difference between untreated and treated. It's out of the same batch of wood. So now if I was to use this as like a, and you still could, like if I was to do strictly like a show axe, just a wall hanger axe, it would be perfectly fine. It would be perfectly fine as a wall hanger axe. But I'm actually going to use this. So okay. All right. Let me see here. Do I have? What do I got here? I do. Okay. So that's got acetate. That's got iron acetate on it. Hang on. Oh, there we go. There's some rags. So now if I wanted to, let's see what this feels like. I don't think I'll have to, but yeah. So I could leave the grip area. I don't know. We'll hit it with 220. And hit it with a little bit more oil. Let's wipe up this stuff here. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. Real quick, we'll hit it with a light. Tell you what, I got 320 right here. Just lightly. Maybe. Okay. All right. So let's hit it with one more coat of oil. And then I think we'll go ahead and hang this thing. Maybe. I got the wedge ready. I can reprofile that head after I hang it. That ain't no big deal. Okay. Yep. Okay, we'll let that kind of it's the first time I've oiled a handle like this. I kind of like it. Okay, so there's that. Well, I'll tell you what, let me do a light wire wheel on this head to clean it off. Some to drink here. Yeah, I'd be surprised if we didn't get another snow like next month, or once in a while we get a pretty good snowstorm in April. So but can't complain too much. The weather's been pretty mild this winter. So, yeah. Oh. That is Danish oil, vodka, Danish oil, natural. Hang on 1 second. Yeah, that there's what I'm using. And then they got different colors, of course. They got the dark walnut, and I got red mahogany, and then they have a darker one also, one darker one. But like on stuff like this, I always just use the natural because the wood is so, like this. Let me see here. Yep, this one. This one here, that's the red mahogany. Just straight vodka. But I would like to do another one of these in the pine tar finish. That would look excellent. But I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to make another one, and I'm probably going to do the pine tar finish either on this head here. This is a 1935 Sager, and then I made And then I made the steel cap wedge. Or it's either going to be this head here, or I've been really considering rehanging my big Sager, because it's funny how you get the swinging after a while. This is a 1924 Sager. It's got a double stamp on it. This head here is 5 pounds, but I was using this the other day, and my axemanship, for lack of a better term, has changed, and I don't like the no palm swell. It's a big girthy handle. This is the handle that came with this head. It's not the original handle. It can't be. Not 100 years ago. But and that's the original steel cap wedge that came with it. But I cannot. I've tried to get that out. I'll end up bleeding all over the place. So I may have to cut it across the bottom here and drill it out from underneath to loosen it up. But I don't, there's nothing I'm afraid of it flying. So I'm probably going to put a bigger straight handle on this one. And then I'll put an Adirondack on this one. But yeah, I tried using this and I didn't like it anymore. I used to like it. I don't like it anymore. So that's going to change. Okay, what was I doing? Oh, yeah. Safety glasses. Yeah. Another. So how's 2026 been for everybody so far? I don't want to do this around that handle. We'll give it a minute. I like these bottles. I've got a couple of them just for this purpose. Another one here. I'll probably end up getting a couple more. Wow, I'm not going to want to. I'm not going to want to use this. I'm going to use it. The oil. That's another reason I like this, because it's good for this metal bench. Keep it from rusting. I don't know. We just might as well just hang that up on the wall and just leave it up there. Yeah, we're not going to do that. We're going to hang it. It's got a few little marks on it from when I made it, but okay. Let's put this over here. I'm going to clean this head up just a hair. Good. Let's Elwell 4.5. Made in England. This is one. This is also one that I repaired the pole on. It was split. Was this one split all the way down? Yes, it was. Yeah, this one was split all the way down the pole. And I did the repair on it. I don't know if you can see inside the eye or not. But so let's just do this. Here. Why did it kick that way? I want to kick that way. She bouncing back on me? She better not be. Yep. We got a little bounce back. Ah. Didn't do that before. Okay. We might have to do a little work on this. She's straight, but she's not cooperating. Once in a while, you get one of these. You got a decision to make. Wedge is going to go good. But is it going to go good enough? Okay. Well, I'm going to go with it. Okay. I get that to drop down just a hair. Need just a hair. She's gonna bounce. She's gonna fall off. Yep. Yep. I gotta fix it. Gotta fix it. Ah. So we're hitting hard there. There's where the bounce back is. How do I do this? Best course of action. I don't think it's going to take much, but what was happening is I was getting a little bounce back. So basically, there's a certain area that's hitting. So it's basically hitting the edge and bouncing off. It's just a very small piece of wood. And I think it was right there in the back. And then, so what we'll do is, and I don't remember if I had this issue. I don't remember if I had this issue. I had this on another handle. I don't know if I had this issue on that handle or not. Okay, so let's see if she wants to. So the other part is right there. Oh, we're gonna get this yet. This is it's all part of it. Part of the frustrating things. It was, you know, I can't remember the last time I had this issue. And it'd be the one time that I wanted to hang an ass on a lie. Oh, so frustrating. Okay. The fit is good. know this is going to be against my better judgment. What we got going on here? Hey Manuel, how you doing? So, here's the problem. I am getting bounce back. So, this is gonna, yep. So let's fix that. Let's fix that. Getting heavy there. Okay. Okay, so what is this? 100. This is so frustrating. It's all part of it though. It's been so long since I've had this issue. But once in a while, it happens. So basically what's happening is there are some small areas where the head's digging in and when I hit the back, most generally the friction fit will come down and wedge in there. But for some reason, and I think it's this little area right back here. And maybe right up front here. So, but it's really digging in hard right here, this little section. So what happens is it hits that and it bounces back and if you don't fix that, it's going to cause problems when you go to drive the wedge in, because when you go to drive the wedge in, the head's going to bounce back up and that's where it's going to get stuck. And then later on, if you don't fix it, there's a really good chance it could work loose. So, excuse the noise for a second. I'll tell you what, let me take this. Let me take this off real quick. Move this over here. Okay. Let's see if we can fix this. hate that because it's messing up the finish. We'll just have to do some, see if I can do some spot finishing. Let's see if that bounces back up now. Yep. Not there anymore. Let's roll up front here. Okay. Roll up front. See, this is my fault because this head has got a little issue. Inside the eye where it curves, where it kind of curves in on the front. So in order to fill it, you kind of end up creating let's change that. You kind of end up creating a place for bounce back to occur. Look it up there. Oh, that's a good feel. I think it's good. I do it again though. Nope. There she is. There she is. So so we're going to give it just a hair more. Okay, so do I put Hey Carlo, how's it going? So do I now the finish. Let's just do this real quick. Let's see this real quick. Let's go through this process again for the finish. just a little bit. Okay. That should not take long. Add the excess. Okay. So let's just give that a second to do its thing. Ugh, frustrating. Just frustrating. We're gonna get this hung yet. Where's my goodness? It is. It's an axe handle, French curve, one of my French curves, made out of ash with iron acetate, which is basically all it is vinegar, white vinegar. And steel wool, 4/0 steel wool. I had some here somewhere. Things are disappearing. Things are disappearing. Okay. Yep, I don't know what I did with it. I got more down here. But yeah, this is just 4/0 steel wool. So you take one pad, and in this jar I used half a pad, but you want to make sure that you get some dish soap and wash it out because it has an oil in it, and the oil prevents it from working. So like this, I didn't clean the oil out of this, and it's been in there the same amount of time. This is a full pad. This is a pad and a half. So I got to redo that. It just doesn't work. That's interesting. Okay. Let's put that up there. We'll see how well that patches up. This would be one time stuff like this would happen. Is so now I wonder. bad. Not bad. Nope. Okay. So let's see if we can get this hung. Water change. Water. Okay. Okay, still, that'll be fine. And then I'll oil it. Okay. Oh yeah, that's better. Much better. Moment of truth. Perfect. The head shifted on me. So I got an option. Okay. Straight up and down. Alright, so this is what we're going to do. Put the mic back on. Let's see what this looks like. Boy, this life's gonna be full at first. Okay, this is my problem. See the back? When I rehung it to fix the kickback, fix the bounce back, the back opened up. So unless I can get it to, oh, never mind. Okay, we're going to go with it. Okay. Yeah, we're going to go with it. We're going with it. So I think that this is going to go in nicely. Get a little runner there. That might need to chuck up. So let's no bounce back. So far, so good. I want that to move back just to here. I don't want to be breaking a palm swell. Everything's going good. Oh, I'll leave this stuff here. My mic just stuck to the axe head. Nice. Okay. Yep. Now, do I overheft? Probably. More likely. Let's see here if we can turn things around here. Hey, Volter, how's it going? Okay, so yeah. Okay. I'm happy with that. That's about the one of the most nerve-wracking parts. No bounce back? Nice. Okay. That part right there is probably one of the most nerve-wracking parts in hanging an axe. That took, I think, pretty much the whole wedge. I had a little bit sticking out like that. So what we'll do is, I forgot to turn the camera. So that took the whole wedge. I had a little bit sticking out like that, and she went well. So what we'll do is, we'll cut that off. You like my little bandsaw? I work this thing like too much. Okay. So, okay, let's move you guys over here. Back to normal. Okay, so there's that. Okay, so now what we'll do is those edges. Okay. Okay, so clean the sharp edges off. Now let's see if we can get, might as well oil it up, huh? I know sometimes they say, oh, you should wait for the glue to dry. And But that's part of my impatience. We're going to finish an axe. I'm finally going to finish an axe. Then this one fought me too a little bit. Little turd. That ain't right. Of course it's right. Wouldn't expect it any other way. Oh, that looked a little funny. What would be the best blade geometry for a woodworker? Well, I wish I could answer that. I wish I could tell you, but I am not a good one to, as far as that type of woodworking, I don't know. There's guys that would know better than me about that. I have like a ton of draw knives and stuff that I need to go over, and I need to learn how to do that. But there are definitely guys that are way better at that than me. Now, as far as an axe, I can tell you a good geometry for an axe and what to use it for. But as far as woodworking and cabinet work and all that, I'm not. Yeah, sorry, Crafty. But like usually I do use draw knife more and more. And then occasionally I use spoke shaves, different spoke shaves. And then a card scraper, and then a Shinto rasp. I use that quite a bit. That and a 4-in-1 rasp. I need to get another one of these just for backup. But yeah, as far as handles go, that's what I use. So let's move everybody down here. Move you guys down here. Let's see what happens here. Let's see if we can get. Let's see what we can see here. Let's see if we can move this around. Leave that. That ain't gonna work. That's just not gonna work. So we're gonna move you guys closer to it. Let's see here. I don't know if I can get a good. Let's see if we get you in the right spot. No, other way. Sorry, bear with me. Right there it is. Come on, grab a hold. I'll get it. I'll get it. There. Okay. So, let's see if we can... Where's it at? Yep. So we'll let that soak in. I wasn't sure how that Bolivian rosewood was going to look. Let's grab a glove here and fix it underneath that head. We'll just let that soak in for a second. We'll get around the edges here. All right. Okay. Squirt some oil on. Okay. And she's soaking in some there. Let's give her a little more of a drink. And that should be it. Okay. Ouch. All right. Well, I think, holy cow. I've been on for 2 hours and 13 minutes. Time flies. 2 hours and 32 minutes. Let's get you guys set back up here. Well, now that I see that, nice little 2 hour live. Everything puts you guys back. Man, I didn't know I was on that long. So let's see what this ended up looking like, huh? And I'll put another. Like I said, I'm gonna put a coat on this. I'll put another couple coats on it probably. And reprofile that head. But there she is. It ended up pretty good. There it is. Okay, I'm happy with that. Okay, well, it's flat. All right, well, I think that's it for the day. I hope everybody has a good one. Hope everybody stays safe. And we'll probably see you later this week. I'll probably jump on and do a live and probably do another. We'll probably do the same thing to this one. I'm going to finish it up, clean it up, and then we'll hang this one. This one will be a little bit easier. I don't think it's going to fight us like this one did. So, all right, everybody stay safe and have a great rest of the weekend. Thanks, Rick. Have a good one.